Turtle WoW got sued. A lot of people said it wasn't possible because Turtle WoW is in Russia, and I don't know if you guys are aware, but Russia is not particularly willing to enforce American law at this particular moment. They have some disagreements currently with the American government. But I want to talk about who is involved, a lot of things revealed about Turtle WoW, how this could happen, and most importantly, will this actually lead to anything? In case you haven't noticed yet, I am not a lawyer. I am not gonna show footage of the server because that will get me in trouble, but as you guys know, Turtle WoW is easily right now the most popular private server in all of WoW. Perhaps maybe Warmane can stand a chance against them, but they hit a record of 44,000 concurrent players, which is absolutely insane. That would put them in pace with like something like the launch of Season of Discovery. The magnitude is hard to understand for you if you only play official WoW. It is very hard to understand, but they are bigger than Season of Discovery, they are bigger than Classic Era, they are probably at this point bigger than Mist of Pandaria. It doesn't sound like a lot, but the numbers they are pulling are insane. And yeah, sure, this is free and Classic costs money, so of course it's gonna be like not comparable, but still, I don't think there has been a precedent of a server getting this big. Nostalrius got shut down when it hit like 14,000 concurrent. That was their record. This is 44,000. But very well, we're gonna talk about the lawsuit. The documents are public. I know people are gonna go doxing. No, this is a public filing. It is publicly available. I will actually leave a link to the lawsuit in the website so you can see it. I am not disclosing anything that isn't currently public. This court document has 49 pages, which I think is kind of short for a lawsuit of this size and this complexity. There is a lot of people involved in this lawsuit. They are suing Turtle WoW, and it says here, an entity of unknown form. Why? Because if Turtle WoW is registered as a business legally at all, it is in Russia, and they probably don't have any access to the records, so nobody knows how Turtle WoW is legally in Russia. What's it called? It probably has a different name, like a parent company or something. So at the start of the lawsuit, they are suing a person that they don't even know who it is. Then they are suing a company called AFK Craft Limited, a Hong Kong company, and I will show you AFK Craft Limited, what it is. It was incorporated in Hong Kong in the 4th of March of 2025, so very recently. They seem to have an office. I don't know if that office is actually real or not. This is their website. Raw, bare bones template of a Shopify shop. It has a single t-shirt, which is a black t-shirt, and it says here, Turtle WoW. As you can see, it has Russian letters, even though the company is from Hong Kong. Why would they set up a website that only has a single black t-shirt? Let's see here. Okay, no, they do have Turtle WoW merch. And why would they sue these people selling t-shirts? Well, I think the answer should be pretty obvious. They are not here to sell t-shirts. They would have more than 7 t-shirts and nothing else on the website, and it's super bare bones. This would seem like a front. And the lawsuit states here, Blizzard is informed and believes, and on that basis alleges, that defendant AFK Craft Limited is a company registered in Hong Kong that purports to own and operate the Turtle WoW servers, especially those servers located in Southeast Asia, and Blizzard has reason to believe that AFK Craft, like Turtle WoW, is an underfunded fictional shell company that operates as a mere alter ego of the individual defendants, that means the people behind the actual Turtle WoW, and serves to hide the identities of the individual defendants while also acting as a conduit for monetary and other transactions related to Turtle WoW. A shell company, that's what it means. A front company that is not a real company but is supposed to just own the company to legally for the tax reasons and whatnot, and then to the surprise of absolutely nobody except the people in my comments that still keep saying I was wrong because it's so freaking obvious, Torta is Shena. As you can see from the lawsuit, at least Blizzard believes that the person behind Turtle WoW is the same person behind the Elysium server and the entire scandal of corruption behind Elysium and the shutdown of Elysium and all that thing. They are saying it is the same person. And then after that, they have some names here that I do not know these people, but some of them seem to have Russian names, some of them seem to have German names or Polish names. And they are talking right here, I will not bore you with these details, but they are saying basically that Turtle WoW is emulating Blizzard technology, they are taking Blizzard's intellectual property, whatnot. Now here is where the actual damages come in, because if you're gonna sue a person, you have to justify that they are doing a damage to you. These unauthorized private servers drive away otherwise dedicated WoW players, introduce security risks to players, fragment the WoW player community, and create confusion as to what official supported versions of WoW. So they are taking three different damages here. They are saying that they are losing sales because they introduce an illegitimate competitor to WoW. I'm pretty sure that one is gonna fly 100% in court. Then they are saying they are introducing security risks to players. I am not familiar with the law in California, but I don't know if Turtle WoW introducing security risk to players could be considered a damage to Blizzard. That would be kind of hard to show. And they are fragmenting the player community. Once again, they are claiming that they are driving people away from WoW. And here, create confusion as to what are official supported versions of WoW. Now, what they are trying to say here in the legal jargon is that Turtle WoW is damaging the Blizzard brand. It is damaging the brand perception of World of Warcraft. I disagree with the thing they claim. They are saying that because Turtle WoW is negative and bad, that means that inferior player experience. They say that that makes WoW look bad. Now, to be honest, I think the real reason that they are harming Blizzard's brand is because 5 crackheads in Russia can somehow make more content than Season of Discovery. I mean, that definitely is harming the Blizzard brand. Is this gonna hold up in court? I think it will. Okay, here. Recently, Turtle WoW has brazenly escalated its efforts to cannibalize and disrupt Blizzard's WoW player community by, for example, increasing its social media presence, partnering with video game influencers. Now, for sake of transparency, I was offered money by Turtle WoW. I know several people that were offered money by Turtle WoW. I don't know anybody that took the money, but we've been offered the money, so I think this is true. Blizzard, if you want me to testify, you can suck my balls, but that's true. That did happen. You want a witness? You know what it's gonna cost you. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. I'm pretty sure that would be bribing witnesses. I'm pretty sure they cannot do that. That would be pretty stupid. I am not doing it for free though. You can fight your own battles. Turtle WoW 2.0 purports to ensure and offer entertainment, expanded gameplay for everybody long into the future, and extend the life of our favorite game by replicating the entirety of the WoW game into the new Unreal Engine 5 video game engine. You saw that Unreal Engine 5 trailer. In my opinion, that trailer was a publicity stunt. I don't think they are actually gonna do the entire thing, but who knows? Maybe they are. Maybe they are that crazy. I don't know. And this is something that could get them in serious legal trouble, not just because of this lawsuit and the damages, but this could be actual penal implications. Defendants have violated the Racketeering, Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, RICO, by working together to operate a sophisticated and lucrative global enterprise that develops and sells software that defendants know illegally infringes of Blizzard's trademarks and copyrights. Defendants' participation in this enterprise, including authoring and distributing extensive US marketing campaigns and funding solicitations that tout pirated content, constitutes illegal racketeering activity. Now, racketeering is not a civil damage. That is not that you are racketeering and that means that you owe me money because you did a hurt to me. Racketeering is a crime. Once again, in case you haven't noticed yet, I am not a lawyer, but racketeering, in California law at least, is engaging in a pattern of ongoing criminal activity for financial gain as part of a criminal enterprise. It would mean that they are committing several crimes, which, I mean, criminal acts. You can talk about like all the copyright infringement and the ways they move the money. Probably if they want to look into that, there's a ton of reasons you can find here. It has to be a criminal enterprise, as an organized criminal enterprise, as you can see from, and you can even see from the claims, right? They say it is a sophisticated enterprise. That is very intentional, I bet. They want to make it look like it's a very organized operation, and by the looks of it, it is. And it has to be for financial gain, which, I mean, of course, I think they're gonna get this. Now, can they really translate this lawsuit into charges? Into actually penal charges? I do not know, but I believe the reason they are doing this is they want to kickstart an investigation, and if the government is forced to investigate this for the sake of this lawsuit that might make the government press charges onto these individuals. That is possible. They are trying to get the court to stop the defendants from doing this entire operation, to stop their conduct, and award Blizzard monetary damages in an amount to be proven at trial. So they are not asking for a certain amount of money, and that is probably for the same reason we're talking about here. They probably want the state to investigate. They probably want to pull some files or something like that they do not currently have, perhaps in the hope of uncovering a criminal organization or getting these people some criminal charge of some kind. They actually seem to have a lot of information on this entire operation. They are talking about like a person living in Moscow, Russia, running the entire thing. Then you have people living in Germany that seem to be some sort of nexus between the Western world, where the money comes from, and the Russia operation, where the money goes to. They have some German developers. This is trouble. This is trouble. This is why they are doing this, okay? Blizzard is alleging, again, I do not know these people. I do not know these people. I want to make that very clear. I don't know what's going on here. This is what the court document is saying. They are saying that this person, the head of marketing, is in Augusta, Michigan. If that is true and this person does not flee the country, I think this person is gonna get absolutely shafted, legally speaking, of course, legally speaking. The entire point, the entire reason that Blizzard hasn't sued private servers yet is they tend to operate in countries where the law doesn't reach. It is very hard to enforce a lawsuit in Russia from America, of course. That's the example right here. But if an individual is in America, this person is going to be in serious, serious trouble. They seem to have a lot of intelligence on these people. They are talking about people they found in Bulgaria. They are talking about people they found in the Netherlands. I think that will come to their justification for this being a sophisticated global operation, listing all the countries, you know, people in Romania, the Netherlands again, Czech Republic, Germany, Russia. And now they are saying here the true names and capacities of these individuals are unknown to Blizzard. So what they are saying here is not that these people are 100% the people they claim. This is what they believe the people to be. Once again, the difficulty of trying to enforce a lawsuit through like several countries, it is very hard. Like, I'm sure they can pull up the records for people in Bulgaria or obviously Michigan or Romania probably, like American-friendly countries. They would probably have some sort of system to do that. The people in Russia, there is no way to gain legal documents to prove their identity. Now, right here, they are trying to claim and prove that Turtle WoW is an enterprise. Because if Turtle WoW is an enterprise, they are going to have a very strong case to claim that they are racketeering, which is a crime. Now, another one of the claims is that the website of Turtle WoW, which is this website, it is actually how it looks like, is using a bunch of licensed artwork copied directly from WoW. And that will be almost impossible to argue against in court as fair use, I believe. The game screenshots, they might, but like a lot of the artwork is not gonna fly. And they are explaining how the client works, and you can actually download the game through the client. If that is true, they are in serious trouble. Keep in mind, guys, not every single claim in here has to be true to get some sort of settlement, some sort of ruling. Even if they can successfully drop some of these, they are still in deep trouble. Oh my god, they are quoting videos in the lawsuit. Where's the links? Where's the links? Oh, Blizzard, did you just make up a video? Where's this video? Okay, how about this? Oh, Blizzard. Oh, Blizzard. Okay, this is actually a real video. We can justify this one. That's Malonce. I know that guy actually. Maybe that video got taken down. Okay. Should have put a link on it, bro. Should have put a link on it. Malonce, I hope you're happy, bro. This should be a proud moment in your career, bro. You got name dropped on a freaking lawsuit by Blizzard. And they are talking about the guy, which I believe is the guy they claim is in the US. Fortunately, I can assure you this. However, it is best for us not to overshare. So he was supposedly referring to people asking if Turtle WoW is going to get taken down. So they got like that lead of marketing to talk about this on Reddit. Now, this is actually important because this, if they can pull up the entire post, I bet they can, this will prove that the developers of Turtle WoW were aware that they were doing something illegal or infringing in copyright or whatever you want to call it, because otherwise they would not be discussing this in this way. That's gonna make it easier for their case. And here are the counts. Direct copyright infringement, self-explanatory. Inducement to infringe copyright, that is recommending people to play the game, promoting the game, all that stuff that is inducing to infringe copyright, and they are claiming damages of $150,000 for each copyright infringed. This is absolutely bonkers, by the way. So they would be saying that every download, by the language of this, it is sort of vague, very vague, not sort of, very vague. This would imply that every person that downloaded the game, Turtle WoW would be responsible for $150,000 worth of damages for every single player. That would be like billions, maybe even trillions of dollars. I don't know. Let's say it is 44,000. It is way more. It is way more than 44, but let's say it is 44,000. 44,000 times 150,000. We got the number right here of $6,600,000,000. Yeah. That would be bonkers. They obviously do not expect to get that much money. They do not have that much money, but even if they did, that's not gonna happen. Blizzard is entitled to the attorney's fees, obviously. These lawyers are not cheap, guys. They are not cheap. Let me tell you that much. Okay, the other count 3, actually, okay. Count 2 is promoting the game and telling people to download the game. Count 3 is actually distributing the game. That's a contributory copyright infringement. And they also want $150,000 for each infringement. So another $6 billion for Blizzard. Pretty sweet. I should be a lawyer, bro. I would make a lot of money. All I have to do is go to college and not fail the classes. And work. And $6 billion will be mine. Okay, this is interesting. Vicarious copyright infringement. So they are saying that the users through Turtle WoW are infringing copyright. For example, if you are a Turtle WoW user and you post copyrighted material in a Discord for the Turtle WoW Discord and Turtle WoW doesn't take it down, that would count as vicarious copyright infringement. They also want $150,000. So if you go to the Turtle WoW Discord, guys, and you post the logo of World of Warcraft, Blizzard gets $150,000 apparently. Of course they are not, but that's just funny to imagine, right? Then we have the violation of the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. That's the DMCA. Apparently in the DMCA law, it says that trafficking devices or services designed to circumvent copyright protection systems. Okay, so that's something new to me. Apparently distributing a crack for a game is illegal. I didn't know that. So if you follow the letter of the law here, just offering somebody a new realm list for WoW, right? Like a notepad with the URL of the new server. Would that technically be an infringement of that section of the DMCA? That seems very broad. Way too broad. Okay, this time they got a little more reasonable, guys. They only want $2,500 for every one of those. So, okay. Intentional interference with contractual relations. That's the count number 6. How many counts are there in this document? Okay, so they are saying that they are making the users break their terms of service, the end user license agreement, and in turn they are interfering with a contractual relation between the user and Blizzard. I don't know if they can claim this, because technically if you download the game through Turtle WoW and you do not have an end user's license agreement in the client of Turtle WoW, you are not contracted by Blizzard, would you? They are saying here that the contracts with its users are valid and enforceable, but do they have a contract with every user in Turtle WoW? Will those contracts apply to a user? Okay, if I sign up for Classic WoW and I sign the contract, the end user's license agreement for Classic WoW, and then I go and download Turtle WoW separately, different client, different provider, everything, would the end user's license agreement still impede me from playing Turtle WoW? Could that be enforceable? I do not know. That's for the lawyers to decide. But it seems a little muddy. It seems a little weird from my point of view. Now they are talking about false designation of origin because they are using the brand World of Warcraft and WoW, which are obviously copyrighted to Blizzard. They are registered to Blizzard. So they are essentially creating they are appropriating the identity of a different product from a different company and taking it as their own. As you can see here, they are pulling up examples of them using the branding of World of Warcraft. This will absolutely absolutely be held up in court. There is no way they can get away with this. There is so much World of Warcraft branding everywhere. Imagine if I try to make a new phone and I put the Apple logo in the phone. That is, of course, that's not happening. Of course. That's basically what they are doing. Now they are talking about the conduct of participation in an enterprise. They are talking about the racketeering counts. Once again, I am not aware of how the American legal system works. I am not aware if actually you can kickstart a penal investigation or penal charges from a civil suit. I am sure there is some way of that will happen if the things go according to those conditions, but I am not aware of what those conditions are. I don't know that. But they are trying to claim here that they are racketeering. They are running a criminal enterprise and they are doing it for financial gain and racketeering activity, like all the things we talked about. I don't know if this will count as racketeering. I don't know exactly how that would work. If they do, though, we're talking about potential jail time here. This could be an actual sentence eventually. This could be a separate trial or something. Okay, this is the next count, the count number 9, which is a conspiracy. Okay, now I really got no idea what a conspiracy means legally in the US. The purpose of the defendants' conspiracy was and is the development, marketing, and sale of distribution of Turtle WoW, which allows users to access unauthorized, modified copies and adaptations of both Blizzard's protected client and WoW servers in violation of the Copyright Lanham Acts, as well as Blizzard's EULA. So the conspiracy is they are conspiring to do what they did? Is that it? Okay, I got no idea what this is supposed to be. Oh wow, prayer for relief. I never seen this before. Like, I imagine it's like a common term in American legal documents. I imagine this is like the part of the document where they want how could Turtle WoW compensate Blizzard for the harm they caused because of all these counts. That's probably what this means. And they want to stop the operation entirely. That's what it means by enjoining the defendants, their officers, employees, whatever. They want Turtle WoW to stop. There you go, they shut down Turtle WoW. They want to stop development of Turtle WoW entirely. They want to deliver all their material to Blizzard, like all their development files, their source code, everything like that. They want to remove all their social media accounts. They want their payment providers, their hosts, all the services they use to make the game work. They want them all to get shut down, to like not give them any service anymore. They want US internet providers to stop access to Turtle WoW entirely. They want to give the Turtle WoW domain name to Blizzard. Is Blizzard trying to expropriate Turtle WoW for them? Oh my god. Do they just want to take Turtle WoW and rebrand it as Blizzard and just sell it themselves? Is that what's going on here, Blizzard? Oh my god. That is a 420 IQ move. Like, we're not gonna work on our game, we're just gonna have Russians work for it and then we're gonna take it. Requiring defendants to provide Blizzard with an account of all monies collected in connection. Okay, so they want all the books of how much money Turtle WoW made. Awarding Blizzard monetary relief, which is gonna be like a financial compensation by, if you look at what they say they are entitled to, we're talking about billions of dollars. I don't know what the actual settlement would be. I don't know what the compensation would be, but yeah, that would be pretty crazy. And their legal fees, of course, which these lawyers are not cheap, and whatever the court thinks is fair. Yeah, this came out yesterday. They want a jury trial, which I don't know how jury requirements work in America. Like, can you put somebody on trial if you cannot if you cannot bring them to the trial? For example, if the people at Russia, they don't want to go to the trial, they don't want to go in a Zoom call and attend the trial, can the trial still happen? I don't know. This looks very messy. All I can tell you for sure is that the person that is in America, if he's still in America by the time this goes through, that guy is gonna get all the consequences for this, because he's the only person they can actually enforce the law to. Like, the people in Romania, maybe. The people in Bulgaria, maybe. The people in Germany, probably. The people in Russia, absolutely no freaking way. How can you extradite somebody from Russia to the US to stand trial? That's not happening. But overall, this looks very, very aggressive. This looks like they are taking the Turtle WoW operation very seriously and they really want it gone. I imagine this took a lot of money, this took a lot of research, finding all these individuals and finding their locations. especially the people in Russia. Like, how could you even locate those people in Russia? That's probably not a simple thing to do. This obviously took a lot of paralegal work. It took presumably a lot of private investigators. Blizzard is, I mean, as far as they can go, as far as all they can do, this is pulling the big guns. Will this actually result in Turtle WoW shutting down? If I am honest, probably not. They can make it a lot harder for them. They can shut down their payment processors. They can shut down their service providers. They can shut down all their shell companies. They can even seize some of the money. They can definitely get this American guy in a lot of serious trouble, definitely. But can they actually stop Turtle WoW? I don't think so. They can just set up a new shell company in Hong Kong or whatever, and they can just start this entire thing over again. Like, if they are not actually getting pulled into jail or something, and their countries do not feel like enforcing the lawsuit, will the Bulgarian authorities wanna put this Bulgarian dude in jail for not paying the compensation? Probably not. I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know, man. I feel the German people are in trouble. Probably. I feel Germany would enforce it in some way, or make it happen. At least try to get the guy to pay some compensation or something. I don't know. It looks very messy. This will take years. Okay, this is the other thing, by the way. Even if this trial goes through and it is actually Blizzard gets some sort of ruling that is favorable to Blizzard, this will take years. Requesting documents from Bulgaria, Germany, Russia that they are not gonna get, by the way, and then trying to get all these people and trying to get the entire thing and like all the evidence and all that stuff, especially because they don't have any financial books of how much money Turtle WoW made. By their words, they do not know how much money they are entitled to because they do not know how much money Turtle WoW made. It looks very messy. I would not like to be that American guy that's getting hit with this. That's not gonna be any fun. I would not be surprised if that person leaves the country. Not be surprised at all. I don't feel there is any way that guy can get out of this. But once again, for the millionth time, I am not a lawyer. I am a professional bum. Even if I were a lawyer, I am not an American lawyer, and I am not a Californian lawyer. Thank God. This is all what I can interpret from this document. This is not legal advice of any way. If you want to get a real lawyer to look at this, I would love to see that video. I expect to be wrong in some legal things in here, 100%. But I want to inform you guys of what's going on, because I don't see any coverage of this, and this is actually serious. This is very serious. What's gonna happen after this? I don't know. If I were to guess, it's probably gonna be just the same as before. They are just gonna shut down, start over. Shena is gonna get a different name and start over. She done it before. It is not the first time they shut down a server and made another identity and came back. That's why it is so hard to shut these servers down, man. Anyway, we are live on Twitch every single day, so subscribe, join the Discord, and thank you for watching.